There we go. Now we got sound. I had an old setup I was using, but we got sound now, right? All right. Well, that was a big boo-boo. Well, I guess now I have to say hi to everyone again. All right, let me just say hi to everyone again. This is what you get for procrastinating. I always procrastinate and say I'm going to fix my studio setup and get all the audio working right, and then I never get around to it. So that's what I get. So let me say hi to everyone now that y'all can hear me. And answer the questions I already answered. Hey, Joel. Joel, Justin, Jurgen, yeah, the post office is shipping a little slower. It depends on where it goes through, really. If it goes through an area that's been hit hard, I know they're really slow. And Justin, tonight is just a random drawing, pulling names from Patreon members to give away some pay dirt. And if you enter the link that I'll post below, you can win a mystery envelope that'll have either copper, silver, or gold in them. Hey, John, Reglab, Guido, 805, Bryce, how's it going? Paul Anderson, Sherwood, yes, you're entered in this one. L's Prospecting, Shane, how's it going? Larry Suggs, Rod Dupree, how's it going? Hey, Ed, JP, Bryce. Now, probably, see, that's the thing is when I'm rolling through this old thing, I can't tell when there's no sound, so I get to read all these things saying there's no sound now. NorCal, Brian, Jason G, Lynn, Brian Bolger, Brian McCloskey, how y'all doing? William. I think I said hey to everyone. L's Prospecting, did I get your email? I don't know. If I didn't reply, I might have gotten it. I just haven't. Hey, Barrett. I'm pretty sure I'm caught up on emails. You might want to send it again just in case. Oh, is that L's Prospecting? You won last Thursday's gold, right? I don't think I got your email. Email me again. I'll post my email right now. All right, I'm going to scroll up and copy paste link. So if you want to just, if you're not a Patreon member, or if you are a Patreon member, hey Slack Walters, and you want a chance at a mystery envelope, go right here. And that's about it. Yeah, I was thinking about you, L's Prospecting, because I remember I had said that I was going to, since the gold you won was really pitiful. So I actually made up the bag of pay dirt today. So and first, I need to thank everyone for being my Patreon member in the month of March. I really do appreciate it. It really helps keep this channel going. You know, it's pretty easy to go out and find really, really good pay dirt. I mean, there's, probably a dozen sellers out there that you'll get an 80% ROI from every time. And that's simple math. You know, they'll tell you I'm charging 75 and we're giving you a gram of gold. But, it's finding those ones that you don't know about and posting those, doing those videos, and those tend to suck, and then I lose some money. So I really do appreciate everyone's help with this channel. I can't thank y'all enough. So I give out the tier rewards, and I do give out some pay dirt. So tonight we're going to be giving out 3 bags of pay dirt. Now this is the last batch of my 6-ounce pay dirt. I've got new formulas for all my tier members now. So I believe, don't quote me or anything, but I think all those have a half gram of gold in them. So Don't quote me. You know, I'm pretty sure. My mind's going to putty nowadays, so I need to drink more coffee or something. Hey, Stuart. I sent you a message on Patreon, Stuart. How's everything been going, Sherwood? Hey, Trudy. So I would tell y'all about the new Patreon pater, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Okay, let me see if I can pull up my folder. Like I said, my mind is just mush today. Yeah, it used to be the small bags I used to do for giveaways and Patreon members was 1/8 of a gram. And now they're going to be 1/4 gram. And the old 6-ounce bags, which are these, used to have a half a gram, not a half ounce, half a gram. And now they're going to have 3/4 of a gram. So I upped the goal, I tightened up my budget. I changed out my envelopes to boxes, found cheaper shipping, things like that. Every little penny I can cut cost in means I can put more gold in. So, give back as much as I can. Thank you, Guido. It's too kind. So I would ask if the audio's okay, but we already know I fixed that issue. Usually that's one of the first things I ask, but I forgot. So you didn't miss anything, Dave. Here, I'll post the link if you want to enter tonight's mystery envelope giveaway. So, and this month's tier rewards are shipping out. If you're a $10 or $25 member, your tier rewards are shipping out tonight. If you happen to be a $50 or $100 member, those are going to be delayed until Monday or Tuesday. I am waiting for my shipment of dirt to come in. So I'm going to try to scratch up. I still have a little bit left, so I don't want to make just enough bags for y'all, because then, I make them in 10 bags at a time, and the 10th bag is a bonus bag with double gold. So if I only make 2, then I either have to give one of you a bonus bag, then the next 8 won't be bonus. So I'm trying to hold out till Saturday. I got to weigh up the dirt I have to see if I can manage to get out enough to make 10 bags. So Barrett LaChapelle. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the pater. So Mark Miller. Yeah, I'm serious. I went and saw my orthopedic surgeon today, and they were asking me questions, and they were asking me about my knee, and I told them I'm more worried about my mind than my knee right now. So, and of course, I told them the issues with my knee, and they told me, well, just keep waiting. So, Jurgen, you want international membership? Well, email me. I might be able to work out something with you. I put it in there for no international when I originally started my Patreon page. I would send people other people's pay dirt, and it got to be kind of expensive when you're buying a bag of pay dirt for $40. They're charging me $10 shipping to ship it to me, and then I'm paying $20 to ship it to you. In the end, I was breaking even. It didn't really make sense to have a $50 member that I was losing $5 or $6 off of. So, but if you email me, I'll work something out with you, Jurgen. So, well, good for you, Andrew. You got that back check? Hey, Fred, how's it going? Hey, David Schuler. I don't sell my pay dirt Slack. It's only for Patreon members. If you're a $50 member or a $100 member, you get a bag every month. And then I do these monthly giveaways where anyone can win. So if you're a $5 member, your name gets entered in the drawing. And if you happen to win, then you get some of my pay dirt. So this way, I know not everyone can afford to be a $50 or $100 member. I mean, I can't even afford to be a $50 or $100 member. So this way, if you're a $5 member, you have a chance of winning some pay dirt, Daniel. Yeah, Andrew, that's what sucks about applying for disability. It's just you get so far into debt. You know, me and my ex-wife at the time, we maxed out so many credit cards. I mean, I had 3 credit cards maxed out, and I just stopped paying on them. I mean, you know, I just settled with the biggest one last month to pay them off, just to get it off my credit report. You know, but it just puts you in such a hole that when you get the check, you think, oh, wow, you know, I got this back check. Then all of a sudden you look at that stack of bills on your desk and you're like, well, let me start writing checks. And the next thing you know, the money's all gone. Hey, Brian Stevens. How do you, if you just log into your Patreon page, I think it's on the top right corner. It'll give you like a drop down for all your stuff. And then you can upgrade or downgrade. You get a Corona check. So Barrett, supposedly, even people on Social Security are supposed to get the checks. I mean, personally, I don't think it makes sense, but you know, I'm not going to turn down the check. You know, I'll buy my kids some stuff, put some money away for my daughter because she's, you know, getting to the age where she's going to need a car soon. But supposedly they're supposed to give it to everyone on Social Security. So, Dave Watson, tonight's your night, huh? Joel Jeffrey. Oh, that sucks if it's covered in mercury. Just melt it off in your oven. Just don't breathe the fumes. 4 years. Man, that's a long time. Mine was long, but it was, I think, 2.5 years. So, you don't get a check, Justin? Well, that's going to suck. Supposedly everyone gets a check, so. And Joel, I was just kidding about putting it in the oven. Well, mercury, I think it's 300 degrees. Mercury becomes where it starts vaporizing, and then that's where you can really get toxic fumes. But it melts. Its melting point is pretty low. Um, you know, I would just leave it with the mercury on it. I mean, I don't know what you do with your gold. Personally, I sell mine, so you know, I would just sell it with that, or just keep it. Yeah, Barrett LaChapelle. Yeah, you have to have an attorney with disability. It's, you know, and what's sad about disability, you know, I've talked about this a couple times, is how many people get approved for drug addiction. You know, just because they can't work because they're drug addicts or they're obesely overweight. You know, if you ever watch that show, My 600-Pound Life, everyone on that show is on disability. And, you know, I know there are people that have medical conditions that make them gain weight, but none of those people have, you know, medical issues that are making them gain weight, and all those people get approved within a month or two. You know, within 6 months they're all approved. You know, but if you have serious medical condition, it's ridiculous. When I went for, you know, I used a cane, and when I went for my original like medical review, you know, the woman's like, "Oh, I need you to walk without your cane," and I was like, "No, I can't." But once I applied and got approved, I could see her report. And she was like, "Oh yeah, he walked 10 steps with no issues." But I refused to walk. I had told her I would not walk without my cane because I wasn't going to fall down in some junky little, you know, medical center that wasn't going to, I couldn't sue when I fell and broke my arm or something. And it's just ridiculous. Yeah, Daniel Wilson. Yeah, yeah, this upheaval is gonna cost a lot of people a lot of stuff. One of my friends is a realtor, and he's down here, and he's just telling me how he's struggling. He's calling all his clients, telling them he's still showing houses, and they're like, "No, I don't want to look at houses right now." It's just. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be kind of hectic for a while. Eventually, they're just gonna have to tell everyone to go back to work. I mean, the government can't afford to keep mailing out checks just because, sending me a check or you a check might, keep you in food. And if they tell, people to stop collecting rent and stuff like that. But the places like airlines that are going to go out of business and go bankrupt, restaurants, things like that, the government can't afford to bail out everything. They're going to tell everyone eventually they have to go back to work. And Adam, almost, you're right. Those medical tests are horrible. But if you go in there and you tell them you're a drug addict, they'll just write you up and say, well, you can't kick that habit. We'll write you a check just so you don't bug us anymore. Ryan Bulger, yeah. Daniel Wilson, yeah, it's going to get worse, but the whole thing is, this is like the flu or anything else. I mean, I know it's not the flu, but this isn't going to go away. They've already said that even if they come up with a vaccine, it's going to take 18 months before they can put it in. And if you go get the flu vaccine, that doesn't guarantee you're not going to get the flu. It just cuts down your chances of getting it. This isn't going away anytime soon. So eventually everyone will have gotten this at some point in their life. And it's, just like the flu. When the flu first came out, the death rate on the flu was much higher because it was something new. And now you have the coronavirus, which is new. So the death rate is going to be high. But once you've gotten it, you get it this year, and then 2 years from now you get it, your body will start building up antibodies to it. The kids that are going to get it when they're little, when they get older, it'll be nothing more than a common cold to them. So, it's going to, eventually they're going to have to just let everyone go back to work and face the music, It's going to suck, Yeah, USA is pretty much on lockdown. Yeah, it's funny. I got in an argument with my landlord. I actually gave him my check like 3 days early before the first. Then I saw in the news they might stop making landlords collect rent. I was like, man, I shouldn't have paid my rent. But they sent a notice saying they were no longer going to take checks through the mail slot because she's hiding out, because she doesn't want to touch anyone's check because she might get coronavirus, and that we all have to pay online with a credit card, and it's going to charge us 3.5% of the total. I told her, you're out of your mind. I told her, I will not pay rent that way. I'm going to put my check in the mailbox. If you don't take it, that's your problem. And people are going crazy. Man, that sucks, Daniel. Yeah. You just got to go and lie. You have to, which sucks. You have to go to the ER and lie and tell them, that you've been coughing and you get the body aches and you had a fever and it just started going away, just to get the test, Unless you're expendable. I like that. Yeah. Hey, where Will? So here, let me post up in case anyone hasn't left a comment yet. Make sure you go over there and leave a comment so you can enter in tonight's mystery envelope. Hey, that's better than nothing, Ed. I know a lot of people. Two of my neighbors said they don't plan on paying their rent. They said they're just going to wait and, hold that money. And if eventually the government tells them you don't have to pay rent, they'll save it. And if they say they do have to pay rent, they'll just catch up. You can't evict anyone right now because there's no one in the government offices. they're all hiding out too. It's funny. I had to call the Indiana government today for my kids' insurance. And they were like, oh, well, you can't come in to give this information. They sent me a letter saying you can't come in to give the information. You have to call because they don't want to see anybody. So it's pretty funny, you know. You can't evict anybody because you can't go to the courthouse to get an eviction notice. Hey, Lou. You just want to know why everyone bought up all the TP paper. I was joking with my neighbor about that today, how everyone just stockpiled bread and toilet paper. I said, you're just going to eat so much bread that you have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes, you know. Man, that sucks, Anthony. Yeah, I paid my rent. I'm going to do everything I normally do in my life until something with me changes. So, you know, I'm not sick yet. If I get sick, then I'll stick at home. But I went and did my grocery shopping today. You know, I picked through the slim pickings on the Walmart shelf. You know, I had to go to Target to get napkins so my kids can wipe their mouths after they eat, you know. I'm with you, Andrew O'Neill. I have to get my blood tested every month because of I'm on immune suppressant, so they have to check to make sure I haven't killed my liver yet, you know. Man, Anthony, that really sucks. See, here where I'm at, the hospital's pretty much empty. They rented out an entire apartment complex that had just been built that wasn't renting yet, and they rented out the entire place. So they're putting all the patients there. They brought in all kinds of emergency beds and stuff, and they brought in extra nurses. So if you have confirmed COVID or you think you have it, they send you over to the apartment complex so they can keep the hospital empty and they can keep doing normal things. You know, because they didn't, you know, it was one of the problems with a lot of these hospitals is if you have something like cancer or something like that, they don't want to let you in. If you eat MREs, you won't need toilet paper. That's right. That's why I was telling my neighbor that. I said they need to just stockpile, you know, cheese and peanut butter. That's what they used to do when, you know, in the Depression. You eat lots of cheese and peanut butter, and you don't go to the bathroom ever, you know. You know, blood thinners. Yeah, I go get tested every month, and I guess it was last week I went, and I have to actually go again next week because another doctor ordered some more blood tests from me. And, you know, it was like a 30-minute screening before they'd come take my blood. I was like, I don't want to give you my blood. You know, tell the doctor not to ask for it. Man. Yeah, see, the hospital here, I live in a little bitty town, and it's got a really big hospital. So, which is good. So it hasn't really hit our hospital really hard yet, you know. I mean, they're actually doing all the testing at our hospital. All the other hospitals are sending all their tests to them. They're just, you know, shipping it over there in an ambulance and testing everyone and sending it back. Well, Anthony. Yeah, that's what a lot of places are going to have to start doing is not keeping them in the hospital. That's the worst idea is to keep them in the hospital because then, you know, you've got your nurses surrounding them all the time. And since you have rotating staff, where if you put them somewhere else, if you put them in an apartment complex or, you know, a school or something like that, you only have certain nurses that could possibly be infected and certain doctors, you know. And I just wouldn't want to be one of those nurses that takes that position. I like that. Yeah, I was looking at my TV feed the other day, and almost all the popular movies right now, and this is to Lou Norris, are old movies like Outbreak. I remember Outbreak. That was a good movie. Yep. Yeah, potatoes, cheese, and peanut butter. That's the only thing people should be stockpiling. The three things that don't go bad, you know, you just fill your You just hand the kids some peanut butter and some cheese and they're good. Keith and Wynn, yeah, they're telling everyone to stay home. I even heard somebody on somewhere posted something about people were getting pulled over and being asked where they were going. I mean, I like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I'm taking my kids bike riding tomorrow. We're gonna take them to the park. Somebody says something, I'll tell them, oh well, too bad. Yeah, yeah. To Ed's comment, I noticed that they're so scared about the prisons getting infected and just being overwhelmed that they're letting them all go. I mean, just let them all get it. They can't vote. They have no rights. They're not allowed to smoke now in all of them, but they can't get sick. And, you could tell a guy, hey, you can't ever have a girlfriend again. You can't smoke. You can't drink. You can't do anything. You're locked in a cell. But God forbid you start getting sick, we'll let you go. You know. I didn't see that, Daniel. I haven't looked at the news yet today. It was funny. I went to Walmart today. I've got some toilet paper. I'm single, so I only have my kids on the weekend, so we don't go through a ton of it. But I was like, well, I'm in Walmart. I might as well check. And of course, they're still empty. I was like, it's so the people that have 100,000 rolls in their house are still every week buying one roll. Saying, oh, I used one roll, let me stockpile it. So. Daniel Wilson. Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel bad for the people, like you say, that work in there, but it's the same thing the people that work in the hospitals, But letting prisoners go, to me, is just not a good idea. When people are in lockdown and when you're telling people, and they've said this in a lot of counties, that the police will not show up to your house for minor problems. So when your neighbor calls and say, hey, I just thought I saw someone crawl through my neighbor's window, they probably won't show up, and that guy's going to kill 3 or 4 people, because he just got out of prison because, God forbid he gets sick. Hey, Jeremy Stanton. Yeah, I wouldn't. If you work there, I wouldn't want to get there. I'm just talking about the prisoners. I personally think they should just, let all the workers go home, keep the cells locked, and have someone come in a little bio suit and just throw some meals to them every once in a while. They got toilets in all their cells, Richard Davis. No, I think it would cost too much to ship toilet paper. Anthony Hallbrook. Well, because coronavirus is the global term for the virus. That's why it just took them a while to name it. That's why it's whatever, COVID-19. There's a whole bunch of different coronaviruses. This is just in the family. I saw a post about that on Facebook where someone said that it's been out forever, but it's just a variant. It's just, something that mutated in China, Yeah, I've got no problems with them letting out low offenders. If some guy's, a DWI or, jaywalking or just didn't pay his child support or his, tickets. But the problem with, once they start letting people out, they tend to let people out that shouldn't be let out. It's kind of, it's the same thing as I just saw like Pence or whatever, where they were shipping medical supplies overseas still. And, right now, when people start to do things in a panic is when people start messing things up. So I like that one, HD Shovelhead. Totally. Yep, Justin. Alcohol kills it. Yeah, Brian Stevens. That's what last time I read is it came from a bat. Because, you know, somebody made bat soup or something. And, you know, which is a really smart thing to do. But, you know, that's where all the new diseases come from is, you know, people eating bizarre things because they don't have money, you know. How many times do you hear about people that get rabies because, you know, they ate, you know, roadkill or something like that, you know? So, you've been eyeballing that quail. Yeah, I just posted a link. Make sure you go over and leave a comment. Let me go check the comments, make sure everyone's comments are getting approved. All right, had a couple bad ones. Hey, Jeremy Stanton. No, I still haven't been able to go out prospecting. I keep trying to get my orthopedic surgeon to totally fix my knee, but, you know, I'm on, you know, I've got the worst insurance. When you're on, you know, Medicare and Medicaid, doctors tend to not want to do as much for you because they don't get paid as much as if they build some huge insurance company. So I went in today because I've got scar tissues that has built up around my not the implant, but they put in a fake spacer, you know, the fake cartilage, and I have scar tissues that's built up in there. So when I walk now, it pinches it nonstop, so it keeps getting inflamed. I've tripped more since I've had this knee replaced than before I had it replaced because it catches it. It makes my knee so it won't move. And they just told me wait and see. Hopefully it'll wear itself out eventually. So Jeremy, not yet. I keep planning on it though. You know, by the time I actually get my body healthy enough to go, I'll have a heart attack when I'm out there, which I guess will be okay. So. Hey, Brian Bulger. I just said I heard the backstory. I don't think it really matters where it came from. It's a kind of mute point now. But me and my kids love watching those YouTube channels where people go to the markets and, you know, eat all the food. And how many of those videos where you see all the flies flying around and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't eat any of that food. I don't care how good it looks, you know, or how cheap it is. You know, you go somewhere like Thailand where, you know, you can eat a feast for $2. I was like, an open market, you know, lots of flies around, no refrigeration. Yeah, there's a reason it's $2. Hey, Brian Stevens, just post a comment. This is just for mystery envelopes tonight on the comment thing. So you win one of 3 mystery envelopes. They either have copper, silver, or gold in them. Yep. Oh, yeah, both of my shoulders are bad, but I'm not. They had plans to replace both my shoulders, but I told them I'm not doing that anytime soon. You know, I'm over it. You know, I got my knees replaced because I have to walk. You know, but you know, as long as I can still keep panning, I'm okay. My kids are old enough; I don't have to carry them anymore, so I can hold a pan. You know, as long as I can hold a pan, I'm not letting them touch my shoulders. Or my back, which is another thing they want to. They just love to dig into your back. So, hey, Montana Treasure Hunter, Adam Lomas, you should be able to comment. You just have to scroll all the way down to the bottom on mobile. I hate using YouTube on mobile. It's all the way at the bottom. HG Chevrolet. Yep. You know, I will tell y'all a story. I went to Mexico once, and me and some buddies of mine went to Mexico, and this was a long time ago. I was a kid back then, and we went to a little bitty beach resort where we were just gonna stay, and it was shacks. It wasn't a resort. It was like shacks where they just had hammocks, and they had a little cantina, and I think it was like 10 huts you could rent, and we were staying in 4 of the huts, and they had a little cantina that would make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, and then they had a bus that would take you to the city if you wanted to go. And I think it was the second day we were there. All the water came from a well. And so every day you'd have to drop the bucket, pull the water up, fill a bowl, brush your teeth, wash your face and all that. And if you want to take a bath, you had to go in the ocean. And so the highlight of the place was supposed to be that you had well water so you wouldn't get Montezuma's revenge. And remember, it was like the 3rd day we were there, 2nd day we were there. We were trying to drop the bucket and it kept hitting something. And the guy that ran the canteen was like, oh, it's a coconut. They fall in all the time. So for 3 days, we're drinking this water and just sitting over there trying to like miss the coconut so we could get the pail in the water. And after the 4th day, someone shined a flashlight down there and they realized it was the cantina's pet cat had fallen in the well and drowned. So we were all drinking dead cat water for 3 days. So we didn't get Montezuma's revenge, but we drank a lot of dead cat germs. So I won't ever drink well water out of a bucket again. Hey, Shelly Covington. Yeah, it was kind of gross when, you know, it wasn't gross until we found out it was a cat. And it was funny because the guy who told him there was the cat down there, the guy from the cantina climbed down the well, and he tried to do it when no one was around so nobody would know. But the guy went and told everyone that there was a cat in there, so we all went to come watch. So, yeah. Well, none of us got sick, so we were there for 10 days, and no one got Montezuma's revenge, and none of us got any parasites from the cat, so it must have been a healthy cat. You know, it lived at the cantina, so, you know, it had well water, so it wasn't sick, thank God. So, it's all good, though. We got sunburned and drank cat water. That's all we did, and drank, so. The alcohol probably killed anything that the cat water might have given us, so. How you doing, Shelly? Nope. Yeah, they even in big cities, you know, I was in Europe. I've been to Europe a couple times. My mom's from Paris, and so we went there when we were kids, you know, a couple times, and you can still buy cat meat in Paris. You know, some of the restaurants still serve cat and dog meat. You know, so it's not just like little bitty places. So, I mean, they might have changed that in the last 20 years, but when I was a kid and went there, it was on the menus. Hey, Jack Dolling. Yeah, it's trying to stay sane. Yeah, it gets boring when they tell you can't go anywhere. So, what? Yeah, depending on where you're at, it's gonna be the live stream because I don't have a delay on my live stream, but that's why a lot of people switch to Twitch to do their live streams because YouTube isn't instant. So, which kind of gets, even for me, it's not instant. By the time it goes to YouTube and comes back to me, I have to wait 2 minutes before I can see what chat says about what I just said. So, what? 2 thumbs down already? Here you go, Shelly. I'll post it up now. Just go to that link, Shelly. I just posted in the comment and just leave a comment there. Anthony Holbrook. See, I like the minus 40 pay dirt the best. I try not to do it for reviews because it takes forever. I mean, it literally takes forever. But, you know, If you buy a bag with 1 gram of chunky gold, 15 minutes later you're done and you're wishing you had another bag of pay dirt. If you get a bag with 1 gram of fine gold, you've got a week worth of panning, you know. And then afterwards, you don't want any pay dirt for a week. You know, you say, I'm done for a while. So, for fine gold, Anthony Holbrook, I'm telling you here, let me get one. These cheap SE pans are the best pans. I mean, they scratch up so good that they keep the gold. I mean, I know a lot of people will use those Falcon pans and stuff like that. They're overpriced, no good. You can go on eBay or Amazon, SE gold pan. I think they're like $6. Best pan for fine gold. Hands down. Well, since people are complaining about they need pay dirt, let's just do the giveaway for some pay dirt from my Patreon members. Like I said, I've got 3 bags for the Patreon members, so... John. $8.05, yeah. Yeah, I had some pay dirt coming, and it was nice. Oh, I got to tell you all this before I do the giveaway. So I posted a thing on Patreon about how I had a porch pirate steal. I had a secret shopper buy, I think it was 7 bags of pay dirt for me, and he shipped it to me for this month's videos. Well, I got home. Saturday I went somewhere. Monday I realized the package was supposed to be delivered, and some porch pirate stole the package, and you know. So I had someone new order it all for me and ship it to me. But I think it was Wednesday. I get home. I went somewhere, the doctor's. I get home, and there's a box sitting in front of my porch, but it's open. So whoever stole it, I guess, couldn't figure out what it was because one of the packages was missing. So I'm guessing they opened it and got a lap full of dirt, couldn't figure out what it was, and decided to bring all the stuff to me. So, Brian Bulger, North Nevada Gold, I've done them before. I don't know if I reviewed them. I think I reviewed them, but it was probably a year and a half ago. But it's a good company. You get a good ROI from. I try to not do as many videos for the high ROI companies that tell you they're high ROI. You know, if a company says that they're going to sell you a $60 bag with 1 gram of gold, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting a 90% ROI. And that's not really as much of a review, you know, because you know what you're getting. But if you go to eBay and buy like a 1 pound bag from, say, you know, Amaze 6 or Alaskan Nugget 907, where they don't really tell you how much gold you're going to find, and you get those 90 and 100% ROIs, those are the bags everyone wants to find. So I try to do a lot of reviews on people that, you know, you don't know what you're going to get, and, you know, to keep everyone away from buying the bad bags more than, you know. But I'm pretty sure I've done Northern Nevada Gold. It is a decent company with a good ROI. You know. Well, the bags I bought weren't, you know, y'all see this month. They were just, you know, but yeah, I did get it back. But now I have 2 of them all. So those pay dirt sellers suck that I bought it from. They just got double business from me for selling, you know. Montana's treasure hunt. Fine Gold, Kenai has a black sand bag, but it's really small. But mostly the best seller I know of, there's, what is it? I think if you go on eBay, it's listed under Green River. There's a company that sells fine gold out of Washington. Amaze 6 is really fine gold. Alaskan Nugget 907. And like I said, Kenai sells a small little sampler bag with, I think, 1/8 of a gram of really fine gold. You know. Or Martin's Honey Hole. I didn't really look at that bag, but I do think he's got a bag with really fine gold. So Have you heard of Croissant Mine in Georgia? Yeah, I did a review on them a while back, and it wasn't very good. But I've said this before about Croissant Mine, is they tend to either be decent or not good. So, you know, we'll see. I do have some of their pay dirt, I think, on the way, but that will be for May's reviews. So, hey, Josh Ortiz. Yeah, I saw that review posted. I didn't watch the review, but you know, I don't want to badmouth other people's channels, but you know, not all reviews are legitimate, you know. So there are lots of ways you can fake a pay dirt review. You can buy pay dirt in your name on eBay and get good reviews. You can add gold to your totals and get good reviews. And one thing I noticed recently on one pay dirt reviewer, I'm not going to say it's the same person, but it might be, they did a review and they stated a spot price that they got the pay dirt at, and they said they got something like a 90% ROI based on the spot, but they made the mistake of buying it on eBay, and you could go to eBay to see the date it was sold, and spot never was that high. It was, you know, I think it was, say, like March 1st, he claimed that's the day he ordered it, and he claimed spot was $59 and, you know, like $58. But the gold spot never got up to 58 after, you know, it was at 58, I think, on like February 25th. So you can post date, because if no one knows when you bought the pay dirt, you can say, yeah, spot was at $60, but you know, it wasn't, because, you know, I'm trickery. I know people's eBay's accounts. I know how to find out what they buy. So when I see somebody bought pay dirt and they say they got a $60 $60 spot, I can look to see what spot was on that day and for the next 7 days, just to see, you know, because like me, I base it on when it arrives at my house. But for that whole month, the spot never went that high. But somehow he got that spot. So, you know, and if you just bump up spot by $1, that makes your ROI a little bit higher. So, you know, you got to take every review with a grain of salt, including mine. You know, it's just, you know, it's just something to do. Yeah, Amaze 6 has got some really fine pay dirt. Well, Adam Lomas, you know, I will say one thing. If you notice, you know, some of the other reviewers, you know, I like some of the other reviewers. I like, you know, Shane over at Clash Guitars, but he doesn't really do reviews. He kind of more just pans it out and shows you what he gets, and that's about it. You know, he tells you if it's a good, he doesn't tell you if it's a good bag or bad bag. He lets you decide. But some of the other ones tend to, like, if you just look at all their thumbnails, like if you look at my thumbnails, I pretty much just tell you what, you know, in the title, I'll say doing Croissant Gold Mine, and the thumbnail will pretty much be Croissant's, you know, 15-to-1 bucket. But if you look at some of these other people's thumbnails, they're always really spectacular. Found hugest nugget ever. Found biggest nugget ever. Found this massive amount of gold. You know, what are the chances? What are the chances? So, well, thank you, Shelly. Thank you. You know, like I said, I started my channel. I actually, you know, some people know this, some people don't. I originally started just a blog. You know, I just had a blog on WordPress where I was just posting my results and what I got. And it was a good buddy of mine, Wayne Schmidt, convinced me. He was doing gold pay dirt reviews. He told me, well, why don't you just start doing videos on them too? And that's where I got into it. And it's mostly like, you know, like I say, I'm disabled, and to keep my mind sane, you know, when you're in a lot of pain, I just started panning. So I never started this channel to become a YouTube star or for views, or, you know, that's why I don't care about if somebody thumbs down or thumbs up my video or any of those things. I don't worry about those, you know. I just do it because I love panning, and if I get a bad bag, I get a bad bag, and I go on and, I don't try to sensationalize any of the pay dirt or, it's also why I use a very particular formula, if they ship on time, they don't ship on time, what their bags are like, you know, it's also why, like I'm here just to do a review. I'm not here to do any pizzazz or, like, I think it's always funny, when, because I get, people ask me all the time. I get people that will email me and tell me, and they'll say, like, oh, I'm getting ready to do a channel, I'm doing this, and they'll ask me for advice, and I tell them all the time, you can ask Sherwood from Sherwood Prospecting. He asks me all kinds of stuff, and I'll tell him. I don't care. But, a lot of them just throw in all the pizzazz, like they snap and pow, wow, and have stuff flashing all over the screen. I'm just not into that. I just want to tell you what pay dirt I bought, how much gold I got out of it, and that's about it, When people start doing all the pizzazz and showmanship, I tend to think that it's not really a review anymore. It's them trying to be a YouTube star. And if you want to be a YouTube star, you tend to have to fake stuff because nobody wants to watch a YouTube star losing money, I will say my old reviews are very wordy. I tended to talk more. Now I try to keep it, but they were never pizzazzy. I didn't, snap my fingers and say all this stuff. It was always just about the pay dirt, I think that's all everyone really cares about, is the pay dirt, Now, I wasn't talking about you, Sherwood. You're not like over the top. I know why some people do it just so you can edit scenes and stuff like that. But I watch some reviews where they just go over the top with just, flashing fireworks on the screen and stuff like that. When every single nugget you see in a pan is a nuggito or the massive, biggest nugget you've ever seen. I've been doing this for, actually, as of yesterday, was 4 years. Yesterday was 4 years on YouTube I've been posting videos. And I, very seldom have ever said, oh my God, this is the biggest nugget ever. And I still have that nugget somewhere. It's a 2-gram nugget I got out of something, because if you buy a 2-gram bag or a 3-gram bag, you're gonna find a 0.5-gram nugget. It doesn't have to be the biggest nugget you've ever seen and all that. So, I mean, every once in a while, I'll do it in the thumbnails as a joke, like the last one where it was a nugget bag with no nuggets. So, yeah, I'm glad, Ed. It's one thing I like about this hobby is it's not something, it's not like crocheting or something like that where it's just you sitting there. I mean, you can get your kids involved. I got an email from someone today where he's been buying lots of Gizmos pay dirt, just the cheap lynch mining bag. And this is from other people as well, Brian, where their kids like going through it to pick out the gems, where they like to get the gems out, then the adult can pan out for the gold. There's a lot of, you can really do this with their family. That's why companies like Kenai started putting copper bags together. So, the kids could get big nuggets. It's a great thing you can do with family. And, that's always good is when you can do things with family. So. Keith and Win. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, 4 years. I'm pretty sure it's 4 years. I looked it up and I put a note in my calendar that's 4 years. But it might be 4 years since I started my blog. I think it's longer than that, but I think 4 years on YouTube. So, but when I started, it was kind of funny. The only people doing pay dirt reviews was me and Wayne Schmidt. That was it. And that we're the only two people doing any reviews. And then I guess the TV show kind of got a lot of people to start watching channels and, some of the bigger channels realized they needed more content. So then they said, well, why don't we start doing pay dirt reviews too? And, you know. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, I get people all the time. When I first started gold panning, I used to sit on my front porch because I didn't have lights set up or a studio, and I would just sit outside with on my, my little picnic table and wait for the sun to be real bright and pan. And I didn't live in the best neighborhood at the time, and all my neighbors would be like, "What are you doing, man?" And I'd be like, "I'm panning for gold," and they thought I was insane until I'd show them a little pile of gold. But then I'd wish I didn't show them the pile of gold because I thought maybe they might break into my house and steal it all. But they were good neighbors. Well, they were good neighbors because they never broke in and stole anything, so. Stephen LeBlanc, yeah, we called your name 4 times and you didn't answer, so you lost. Hey, Donald Bentley. I'm not in quarantine. I go do what I want to do. I'm not changing my routine at all. I go grocery shopping once a week. Now, my routine's changed a little because I have to go to like 3 stores now to find, napkins or toilet paper or something, but I'm not changing my routine any. Yeah, Wayne was. I remember I talked to Wayne once, and I told him he was crazy when he used to go, and he used to pick all. He didn't actually pan out his pay dirt. He would pick it out. He had sandpaper tweezers, so they were super micro thin, just so he could pick up all that -40 gold. I mean, he was just, but he used to dry brush all his pay dirt. So he would just pile it in on a piece of paper and just slowly with the fan brush, slowly move the dirt out, slowly move the dirt out. And he would wear this headgear setup. But he still does videos. He doesn't do pay dirt anymore at all. He's mostly does restoration stuff now. Like he restored a pinball table, a pinball machine recently, and a lot of sewing machines, things like that. So, but no, he doesn't do pay dirt anymore. He kind of gave up on that. I think when it was just me and him, it was okay. But I think he disliked the fact that a lot of the people were coming out, putting out reviews that weren't so honest, and he didn't want to be involved with any of that. You kind of, if you're putting out a video and someone else is putting out a video next to you and they're being dishonest, he kind of, it kind of put a bad taste in his mouth, and he didn't want to compete with people like that. He was just trying to do it for fun. And like I said, I get a lot of comments based on what they see in other people's videos. And he didn't like that. He didn't want to get emails. I mean, he got threatened to be sued a couple times from pay dirt sellers who didn't like his things. And he didn't want to deal with that. I don't mind. If someone wants to send me a lawsuit, send it to me. I've got nothing but time on my hand. I will be more than glad to go sit in a courtroom all day, just for something different to do. So I don't mind if somebody sues me, but he didn't want all that drama, so, and like I said, he didn't like some of the comments people would leave, like for the longest time, I used to get comments every time, Shane would post a video. And he would use 18 karat gold as his spot price. And I would get, if I had a video that came out relatively in the same time, I'd get so many comments. I was doing my video wrong because I was using 24 karat spot and this and this and this. And, now I see, last video I saw of Shane, he was using 24 karat spot. So, what am I going to say? Yeah, I would never put my gold in a safety deposit box. The banks will lock their doors quicker than anything if there was ever a depression. Yeah, silver will stay in a pan. It's not as heavy as gold, but it tends to be heavier than most dirt. So, and yes, yeah, Bigfoot is real. All right, so let's do the giveaway before I talk too much. Yeah, Daniel Wilson. I saw Shane. He one of his last videos, he had switched to 24. I don't know if he's going to stay that way, but, he even said it in one of my videos where I posted a video. I think it was a video where I posted explaining why I use 24 karat. It's because when you sell it, you sell it at 24 karat. Nobody on the face of this earth is going to go on eBay and post a gram of gold for sale and say, oh, it's 18 karat, I'm putting it at 18 karat spot. They're going to all list it at 24 karat spot because you can't test every single piece of gold. If you have a gram of fine gold, what are you going to do? You know, go get an XR gun and scan every single piece? Yeah, right. Come on. So everyone sells it at 24 karat. It's placer gold or placer gold, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, if you're selling it at 24 karat, and in that video, Shane even posted a reply and said, you know, yeah, if I sell my gold, I'm going to sell it at 24 karat. So, you know. Stephen Blanc. Yeah, everyone go subscribe to HD Shovelhead's channel. So all right. Let's go give away some gold. Let me make sure my stuff's on the right channel and go do some giveaways. So let me shrink my beautiful mug, and then we will, oh, why is this here? And then we're going to give away some gold or some bags of pater. There we go. So let's give away some bags of pater. Got 3 bags. Everyone's name, if you were a member in March, your name is on this list. If your name's not on this list, that means you are not a Patreon member in March, and your name doesn't get put on the list. So we're going to pick 3 random names. And we got 3 bags of pater. Let's start with number 1. Winner is HD Shovelhead. So HD Shovelhead, you just won bag number 1. Let me take your name out so you can't win again. Even though you swear you're not a lucky person, Ed. And you swear you never win on my channel, Ed. Let's pick another random name. Bryce. So Bryce, you win bag number 2. And pick another random name. Oh, I gotta take your name out, don't I, Bryce? Don't want you winning twice. Last name. Alan B. So Alan B. I don't know if you've ever won before, but Alan, maybe yeah. Alan, you won bag number 3. And then so congrats to all you 3 that won. And then now we're going to do, I'm going to post a comment and let everyone, make sure you leave your comment for Gregory Littleton, never win anymore. It tends to go in cycles. I've noticed that same person will win a couple times, and then they won't win for a long time. Then the same person wins. There was somebody, I forget what it was, last month or something, that won like 3 of my giveaways. In like 2 months, they won 3 of my different giveaways. Their name was pulled almost every time. And it seems to go in cycles. Here, let me make y'all look at my mug some more so I can go check all my comments. Make sure everyone's comments are being approved. Hey, Neil, your comment was put as spam, so there you go. Yes, Jurgen, you were on the list. It was Jurgen C. I made sure. I double and triple check. I make the list up probably on the middle of the month, and then the week before I go through everything again to make sure the list is correct. And then about an hour before the show, I was triple check the list to make sure that either someone that's not a Patreon member isn't on the list and won't win, and that everyone who is a Patreon member is on the list. So, you know. Yeah, where is BJ? So make sure you go here and leave a comment, and I will pull in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go pull 3 names, and we'll get out some mystery envelopes. So I still have like 50 mystery envelopes. I got to get rid of them because I got a new system I'm gonna start with the mystery envelopes tonight. So hey Brian, well I'm glad you got the Indian head. I have to say, last night I was talking to my buddy John. Trying to find tier rewards right now is not an easy task anymore, especially for you silver members. I might have to tell all my silver members to become copper members or something else. Silver is just through the roof. It's crazy, you know. When do rewards get sent? Tier rewards, like I said earlier, if you're a $10 or $25 member, they will be going envelopes will be going out tonight. If you happen to be a $50 or $100 member, those are probably going to go out Monday or Tuesday, just because I have to still make the pay dirt. I have all the gold. See, have all the gold in all the little vials. So, you know, have all the vials full of gold. So I have all the pay dirt for the bags ready. I just have to actually make up the bags. So. Shelly, we have it's $5, $10, $25, $50, and $100. $5 members only get entered pretty much in these giveaways, and they get a welcome package, and that's it. $10 members get the welcome package, and then they get entered in this contest every month, and then they get a copper prize every month. Every month you get something copper. If you're a $25 member, you get something silver every month. If you're a $50 member, you get a 3-ounce bag of Miller Prospecting pay dirt every month. It has a minimum of $0.25 grams of gold. And then if you're a $100 member, you get a bag of pay dirt, of Miller Prospecting pay dirt. The best pay dirt in the world. It's got a minimum of $0.75 grams of gold. Yeah, Keith. Silver is ridiculous, you know. I mean, I usually make sure I have at least a month or 2 months worth of supply of tier rewards just in case something like this happens. But I was telling my buddy John, I said, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got this month's tier rewards and next month's tier rewards set. But after that, I'm going to have to start, you know, figuring something out for the silver. The silver is crazy. You know, it's the thing is gold can only go up so much. All the poor people have to start stockpiling silver because that's all they can afford. No worries, Josh. You have a good night. 805 Gold Prospecting. March rewards are going out tonight, and they're going out tonight. If you're a $10 or $25 member, they're going out tonight. If you won the pay dirt tonight, they will go out Monday. So yeah, silver's crazy. You know, I was actually looking at the little bit of silver my kids have and stuff. I said, maybe y'all should sell that and buy some gold with it, you know, because silver is crazy right now. You know. No worries, Shelly. I appreciate, like I said, you know, I appreciate all my Patreon members. I love you all, but I appreciate all my subscribers just as much. People that come and watch my shows and watch my channel, you know. I'd probably still do the videos even if I only had 1 subscriber and, you know, 1 view every month. But, you know, because it just, I probably wouldn't make the videos as long. I'd probably make 2-minute videos, but, you know. Hey, Jason Keith Prospecting. You came for the end of the show here, Jason, since you're new. Just got here. Make sure you go to the link I just posted and leave a comment. $55 grams of silver. Yeah, I used to have some really big silver nuggets, but I ended up, I don't even know what I did with them. Sold them off, I think, at one point or another. So I don't really have too much silver right now. I have a couple little pieces of silver, but I don't really keep too much silver. Usually whenever I get a little jar full of silver, I start dumping it in pay dirt and stuff like that, and giving it away. I only like the gold. Found it on the road metal detecting. Man, that's a good deal. Mm-hmm. So, all right, everyone has their comment in on the hidden video. Make sure you go. I'll post it one more time, and then we're going to go pull some names from mystery envelopes, and then I'm going to go get something to eat because I'm starving. So. Sounds good, Earth Scum. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like silver coins, Gregory Littleton. If I was going to have silver, I don't like, just like, I mean, real silver, like, silver shot to me is worthless. I just hate silver shot. But you find some good crystalline silver, it looks really cool, especially if you get the really big pieces. So it's same as copper. Like if you find some really big pieces of copper, it looks really, really cool. So, the plan is eventually one day I will have a big piece of copper and a big piece of silver on my desk, and then a massive piece of gold. And then someone will break in my house and steal it all. So. But the gold one is the pipe dream. I can afford the big piece of copper, and then I'll have to save it for the big piece of silver. Yeah, I would not buy any silver right now. I'm trying to work out deals with buddies of mine that have silver right now, trying to buy coins from them for Patreon tier rewards. Because I was like, I'm not paying the crazy prices people are asking right now. So I'm hoping it drops down in the next 2 months. So it's just crazy, Yeah, 805 Kenai. Most pay dirt, I think maybe out of all the pay dirt I ever bought, 99% of it that says it's got silver is always silver shot. Or it's, silver bars or fake silver. And to me, it's just not fun. It's just like buying a bag of gold pay dirt and panning the whole thing out and finding little 1 grain gold bars. If they promise you a gram, if you pan it all out and found a 1 gram gold bar, it's boring. I want real silver. I would pay more. The thing is, if you buy gold shot, whatever it is, if it's $25 an ounce, and if you bought crystallized silver, it'd probably be 35 an ounce to 40. I would much rather pay more for the bag knowing I was getting real silver. Sounds awesome, Brian. Mm. BB Prepper, that's always the way it goes. Whenever you sell something, that's when it becomes in demand right after that. I can't tell you the number of times where to keep the channel going, I've sold off all my gold, where it'd be like at $40 a gram, and I'd sell off 10 to 20 grams of gold so I could buy more pay dirt. And then the next week it's at 45, or and it's like, man, I just lost $100, It's like that would have bought me 2 more bags of pay dirt. So but yeah, it is a good trade-off when you get a metal detector on it, because then you can find more silver to replace it and more gold. So Hey, Barrett LaChapelle, your burrito day. Yeah, metal detectors are pretty hard. When my son got his, I went and buried a whole bunch of Kennedy 90% silvers in the yard, and I tried to keep track of every place I stuck one down. I stuck them down about 6 inches, and a couple of them 12 inches. And I think we put 20 of them in the backyard. We only found, I think, 12. I mean, it took, even though I knew generally where they were at, it would take us forever. I mean, you should dig up a hole about that big. We were digging these massive holes just trying to find them all. So eventually someone will move into that house and be like, oh, wow, look at all these coins we keep finding. And they'll dig up the whole yard. That's it. If it beeps, dig it up. That's what we found. You'll find more pull tabs. That's the one thing you will find a lot of metal detecting is lots of pull tabs. Yeah. That's it, Aeroscum. Same thing. You'll sell things and the price of it goes sky high, or when you buy something, it goes on sale. So, well, if I would have put a stick in the ground, my son would know where I buried him. The whole thing was I didn't tell him we'd buried him. We just were playing around, and we'd say, "Oh, why don't you go detect over here?" And he was, "Oh man, I keep finding coins." I mean, we told him later. Just so he wouldn't go out in the yard and dig up the whole yard looking for stuff. But at the time, he didn't know. So, yeah, you'll find a lot of junk. That's it. Lots of pull tabs and things like that. Old bottle caps. All right, let's go. I'm going to post up a link one more time. So you got about 30 or 40 seconds to go. Post a comment over in this so you can be entered in mystery envelopes. Got 3 of them. Copper, silver, gold. Mystery envelopes. And then, like I said, I'm going to go eat and let y'all go do something else. So let me go check and make sure all comments are approved. All right, looks like all the comments got approved, so we will pull some names. Let me shrink up my mug and do some random comments. All right, so everyone's comments are in. Let's pull some names. If I can find my thing. All right, so envelope number 1. Let me I've got to go refresh this. Let me get the link again. There you go, 66 comments. Let's pick a winner. Envelope number 1. Paul Anderson. Paul Anderson, you won envelope number 1. I know you're a Patreon member, so you don't need to email me. Number 2 goes to HD Shovel Ad, who never wins anything on my channel. And last, Jacob Collins. There you go. So as always, let me just state this for the man upstairs. All my giveaways are not sponsored by YouTube or endorsed by YouTube. They were all 100% by me, and none of YouTube's affiliates or anything like that. And you have 30 days to collect your envelope or prize, or it goes back in the pool. So you're all Patreon members, so I don't think I'll have that issue, but you know, I will send those mystery envelopes out in the mail Monday, so be looking for those. And congratulations to all the winners. And like I was telling you, it seems to go in spurts. The same people will win. They'll win a whole bunch. Then it'll move to somebody else. They'll win a whole bunch. It's saving me shipping. No, actually, because they're already in the envelope, so you'll get two pack. You'll get an envelope and a package. It's just the way I do things. I'm very old and set in my ways. And those envelopes won't fit in the... Actually, it might. It might fit in the envelope in the package for the pay dirt. So, yeah, sponsored by Ed. And very thoughtful of you, Ed, for winning twice to try and save me 70 cents. So, thank you, Lawrence. Yeah, Shelly Covington. I don't know. I'm going to have to... Well, I like the new comment picker better than the old one I used to use. I might have to find a new random name picker. A new one. I'm tired of that old one. So, hey, thank you, Guido. Hey, Reg Lab. Yeah, you're a distance away. So, it's going to take a while for you people, you know. If you're overseas, it takes a while for the prizes to get there. They watch it. I wish it was my turn too to win, you know. Actually, I used to win pretty decent when I used to enter everyone else's giveaways for all the other YouTube channels. But then once my channel got, you know, and I started my Patreon, I didn't think it was fair. So I don't enter anyone else's giveaways anymore because I'd rather, you know, other people win them. So I get enough wonderful support from all my Patreon members and my subscribers. I don't want to take away from them. So. Yeah, Ellis, give me 1 second. Let me go check. Yep, I got it. I got your email, so I'll reply to that probably tomorrow. Once I get off of here, I'm generally get away from my computer for a while. So I'll look at that one, the wheel picker. So we'll look at that one. Yeah, I like supporting the post. I hate supporting the post office. You know, it's one of the reasons why I ship so many of my tier rewards in envelopes and why my pay dirt is certain weights. Because when I first started doing giveaways, I was spending more at the post office than I was in prizes. So I've slimmed it down as much as I possibly can to make it more geared towards y'all than the post office taking all my money. So, and I agree, Joel Jeffrey. I am a winner. It's why I don't enter any more contests. I have a lot of support from my subscribers and my Patreon members, so I know I'm winning in that. So that's why I don't enter. You know, I would rather if Ed does a giveaway, I'd rather you win that than me enter and win. For a long time I was buying a lot of pay dirt from Kenai Gold to do in giveaways, and I won one of their contests just because I had bought so much gold from pay dirt from them, and I ended up giving that away, the gold I won from them, because I said don't enter me in any more contests, because I didn't think it was fair. All right, Jurgen, go to sleep. Yeah, Shelly, I've been meaning. Tiger King is on my list. I'm dying to go watch that, but I've got my kids this weekend, and I don't know how appropriate that'll be for the kids. I don't want them to get messed up in the head. So, but next week I'm gonna watch Tiger King. But but I do have a couple of shows to watch. I still need to catch up on Gold Rush. I'm like 4 years behind, 3 years. No, I'm 2.5 years behind. So on Gold Rush. So yeah, Jeff's roller bin. But you have to wonder though. Who puts those names in there every month? I mean, that takes so much time. When I saw that roller bin the first time, the first thing I thought is, that's ridiculous. They're spending hours just to fill that bin. I mean, it's just, and you don't know all the names are in there. You could just put one person's name 1,000 times and just say, just dump Bob's name in there 1,000 times so he wins. It's crazy. I would, Well, all right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna go eat. I will see you next Thursday. I will be doing another live show. It'll be some gold panning. I have to look through my bucket to see what it's gonna be, but I will post that tomorrow. So I'll post the announcement on there, and everyone's tier rewards will be going out tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday at the latest if it's pay dirt. So I haven't seen Parker's new show. I still haven't seen Parker's old show. I mean, I'm really behind on my gold shows because my kids hate watching those shows. I don't know why. They'll pan and look through gems with me, but they just don't like the show. I think they got burned with the Hoffmans. I think the Hoffmans turned them off from the show. So, and I just haven't caught up because once you get behind on a show, you don't want to watch it and play catch up. So, but I need to do that. So everyone have a good night. Thank you all very much for watching my show, being Patreon members, and make sure everyone stays safe. Don't let anyone cough in your face. So stay healthy, all those things. And if you get sick, don't cough in somebody else's face. So thanks all for watching. Happy panning, and all our tier rewards and everything will go out. I should have a video coming out tomorrow night, and if it's not, it'll be out Sunday night, depending on my kids and how they drive me crazy, if I get it edited in time for tomorrow night. But it should be tomorrow night. And I have a new review coming up Monday, and panning live show next week on Thursday, same time. So thanks everyone for watching. Happy panning. Appreciate it. Now let me turn off the stream.